Hello. I've been having fun walking around, taking just pictures of stuff around town. I'm really excited to do this one. That's gonna be a great little Greeble bit. But I just wanted to model one while babbling aloud, and I'm really tired though, so we'll see if I can actually do this good. I love this door. I love all these different stickers and kind of like use the other door. You gotta push it. You gotta pull this one. This is the money you can use. We're open sometimes. I just thought it was cool, the different like smudges and stuff. So let's see how this goes. To get the proportions right, you can literally just drag and drop stuff into here, and it sets it up as like, I don't even know what this is. I never encountered this type of object before, but I'm gonna keep it in the back, create a plane, rotate it, and Alt Z to get a little transparent. You're not gonna X-ray not available in current mode. What mode am I in? Solid. There we go. So I'll just slide this over to, yeah, let's go all the way to there. Let's go up there. There. And yeah, we'll go about there. And then you project from view, and this should hopefully just kind of, line up with these shenanigans. But it doesn't. Why is the scale weird? Am I scaling the object and not the, apply scale? And now let's try it. I don't know why. That should just be lining up right there. That's very bizarre. Well, we can fix it easily enough. You know, you just line it up by hand. I'm going to go to there. And, yeah, we'll just be lining it up. I think I got a little bit ahead of myself. Let's actually make a material for this plane. Just new. Base colors, this image material. And that's going to be the... Which one is it? That one! That one. So now if I make it here and go to material view, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just gonna go up and kind of clean this up a bit until this stuff just kind of looks square, because that's gonna make our life a whole lot easier if we get that from the get-go. I'm not totally sure. Oh yeah, up here. There we go. So I can add a random edge, and that looks square enough, and I'm not going to be doing this absolutely perfect. I'm just going to be doing this, you know, perfect enough. Dissolve edge. So what's cool also is like you can just make a plane and just kind of be like, you know, project from view and line up the edges over here. If you go too far, if you get too far off, you know, it gets all squiggly, and then you have to add a bunch of edge loops to kind of, you know, straighten it all up like that. But if you're just tweaking it a little bit, it's actually fairly forgiving, and you're going to be adding a bunch of edge loops anyways, so don't even stress. All right, so Control R, lining this up to the center here, and then Control B fattens it up. That's a little bit funky, but we'll clean that up. All right, line this up at the bottom, top. And right now it's kind of a guessing game too, because I don't totally know if double tap G to slide stuff around. If you just drag it, it stretches, but if you double tap, whoop, it keeps it clean. It's a little bit of like a guessing game too, because I don't totally know what I'm gonna want to inset and, you know, bother with later. So I'm kind of trying to set up geometry now that will, you know, help me out later. The doors are really what I'm focused on, but this part's probably going to be, honestly, what distracts me quite a bit. In this case, I'm going to double tap I to inset, and I'm just going to drag that back and then extrude it on out again. And that's some door geometry. That also gives me geometry later if I want to rig up these doors to be able to open and close. That'll be a thing I can do. Alright, I'm going to hit I, and the bevel is not uniform on these doors, so that actually doesn't totally work. So I'm just going to kind of slide this over, double tapping G. Let's see if this works. Hey, it's all working. That's great. And, yeah, alright. Now, extruding this inwards. Eventually, we're going to have to do some work to make that all, like, glass and all of that. I'm just going to create another little plane here in the foreground. And look at that. It's adorable. It's already kind of got the whole door image on it. But that's not what we want. We just want to line this up here. And I'm going to give it some extra, like, extra stuff. Yeah. I can't actually see what's doing. I don't even think the handle really protrudes like that. I think it's just kind of keeping it flat. So maybe I should just do that and then extrude it back. And you project from view. And just line it up over here. So there's something weird going on because the scaling isn't totally actually... This should be to scale. And for some reason there's some sort of transformation going on. And I don't know why that is. And I'm just going to slop this over here too. And if it looks bad, I'll reline it up. But probably won't look bad. And if you want, you can always select edge loops like this. And maybe like that. And hit Control B and just like smooth them out. I love using beveling for smoothing. Alt clicking. Woo! There we go. Yeah. In fact, let's make... I'm going to duplicate these right now and just bring them over here. And I'm going to make them a different object so I can hide them and come back to them later. That way I can just select these and make a... Let's call this door frame. Make a new one. I'm going to... Well, right now what I'm going on is sometimes if you make glass, if you leave just a hint of the original image in there, it'll just like help integrate it a little bit more. But I think I want actual genuine reflections, so I'm just going to start from scratch, and we'll call this glass. I'm going to sign this, and yeah, I'll hold off on those. Over here, going into the shader editor, I like just mixing a glossy and a transparent. There's maybe benefits to using, you know, glass if you want the refraction and all of that, but I don't want the refraction. I use the node wrangle. You'd add a mix shader and plug those in, but I can just Control Shift right click and drag, and it does it all for me, and I love it. So all right, yeah, that's cool. So that's a good start as a door. Oh, let's fix this weird funky bit right here, because it's got this ledge on it. Fix that. All we gotta do is just drag this up here, and then look, it's gone. I love it. Okay. Here's our stickers. Tabbing into the view and knife tool. Hello. Just hit K and start tracing around. And when you double click, it finishes the circle. This sticker is basically just a see-through plant, so I'm gonna avoid that. Maybe, yeah, we'll add tape after the fact. It's you probably won't be able to see it, but it'll be really fun to add. Yeah, that. ADT. I've had to rotor out so many ADT stickers from doors. And, oh, yes, there we go. Use the other door, please. I love the knife tool. I love that we can just do this. Just like, give me this bit. This is just a polygon with this thing now. Push. Oh. Alright, so it likes to snap, so I'm gonna... Oh, I didn't apply it. Oh, because I had to cancel. I canceled that because I didn't like it, and that meant I lost my other ones. Okay. Well, that's just a lesson that I've learned. Don't just keep not hitting enter. Right now, it's like in this weird still edit mode, but nothing is applied until I hit enter, and then it actually finishes the stuff off. And like applies the everything, and so I'm just gonna hit enter more often so that doesn't happen. If that makes any sense. Enter. And alright, so if I hold down shift, it doesn't do the auto snap, which is nice. Enter. Cool. So now I get to select all of the non-sticker bits. Oh, it didn't. Oh, I lost these ones over here too. Wow, quality television, I tell you. D2. Enter. Okay. This is always rewarding though, like the selecting of all the non-faces and then why can't I see delete? I'm so sleepy. Where's delete? Oh, faces. Cool. I should probably... I'll save another one of these over here to extract that open sign, because the open sign is great. Eventually we might want to actually put these like behind so they're on the inside of the glass, but this is kind of cool right now. So anytime you're working with glass, glass is totally defined by what it's reflecting. So let's go and grab an environment. All the environments are always from HDRI Haven. Let's use a in the artist workshop, just because it's got nice kind of directional lighting while still being interior. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna add, turn on the things, some reflections. Cool. All right, we got to work on this glass to make it good. Glass. Go into the shader editor. Glossy 0. And okay. Oh, that's right. Blend mode. Alpha blend. And now we can actually see through the glass, and it actually feels like glass, and that's pretty fun. And that means now I think we can actually put the stickers on the inside of the glass, and they'll have the reflection on top of them, which is cool. In fact, let's, this push and pull is very bizarre. I like it. Let's make it even more confusing. Ha ha ha. And this one's for tall people, are gonna look like idiots on this side, and the short people will look dumb over there. That's pretty great. Let's see. Do we wanna do stuff with this layer up, this stuff up here? Yeah, let's. I'm gonna extrude it in. I can add. So a lot of times when there's an edge, nobody knows what the edge is actually doing in the original photo. So I'm just gonna like select these right here. I'll click on this, pull this out. Now that's like a metal thing. Control B. That was hitting Control plus on the numpad to select that whole. Yeah. Okay. Now we've got a little trim. Let's see what we do with this. I'm actually gonna duplicate it out here. Sometimes it's just nice to. I think we can just go Alt-I-H. Yeah, there we go. And I'm trying to figure out if I actually want to do all these weird overlapping flanges, and I think maybe I do, which means I'm just gonna. But how seriously do I want to take it? Because it's overlapping glass. I should probably not use this texture map and just model it from scratch. It's probably the right thing to do. Which means maybe I just make one of these kind of hinges kind of like this. And this part doesn't make any sense because I know this is only on the end, but I think I always like erring on the side of stuff kind of looking overbuilt. I love this duct tape though. I'm gonna keep this duct tape strip. Hello. Oh, it looks like this is duct tape, but then this looks like it's not. We're gonna say the whole thing's duct tape. Okay. Enter, and if I just hit P selection, I've got my little duct tape bit I can take to a party. All right, going back to here. And this guy. Okay, so now I've got these things. I'm just gonna delete all the rest of it. Yeah, then I've got oh, that's right. P selection, set origin to geometry. Cool. I'm gonna make a plane. Where's my little yeah? And my plane. This one's a little dirty because I didn't figure this out beforehand how I was gonna do this. I'm kind of making it up a little bit as I go, which means I'm like, where is everything? And also, whenever you start hiding stuff, sometimes it's hard to forget like what you have hidden and what you don't. But I'm basically just trying to recreate that weird hinge shape. Okay, so I'm gonna extrude this in, just give it a little bit of depth, and let's get even more depth. Back to the knife tool. Let's get this little bit right here. Extrude out, Control B to bevel it. And I think there's not really such a thing as like overdoing certain, like if you overdo a bit, like this is a useful little random thing. You can stick this on like a robot, or like whatever, and it's just kind of like, oh, cool. Let's get this glass. What happens if I extrude it? Does that start to make it funky? Maybe a little bit. We're going to be texturing the glass in a minute here, too. Control J to join it. I'm going to set the origin right here on the edge, so I can kind of do that. Yeah! Which means now if I go here, Alt-H, yes. Select these faces. Delete them. I've got my little replacement actual deal I can stick in there instead. So, this is one of those times where I'm going, should I? Oh wait, no, I never do this. Shift R. It duplicates the last thing you were doing. Oh, I love it. That was so handy. Then Alt D. Doing the same over here. You always want to, you know, add variety. Yeah. We're going to be adding some crazy randomness later. Not crazy, just a little randomness. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the cleanness of the glass is really what's throwing it off right now. So in the real one, there is a railing here, and if I'm talking about it, I should already know I'm going to do it. Let's just see what the best way is. Let's just take this piece. Let's not even use this original material because we don't need it. Taking this out. Gonna add an edge loop. Taking this, dragging it over here, skinning it up. Gonna make that kind of like that. Okay. And then select that one and that one. Control B. Yeah, I dig that. And then Alt E, extrude along normals. Cool. And we might be running into some sort of weird backface situation here. Oh no, that's just materials being funky. Cool. I'm not angry at that. I worked for a guy and I loved him, but he would always say, like, I'm not mad at that, and we worked together for like a month straight, like all day, every day, and by the end I was like, man, just say you like it. Oh yeah. What I love is once you get something like that too, you can be like, over here gets one too. Although it's kind of, maybe it looks kind of weird. I don't care. Okay, let's go back in and grab that open sign. UV editor, it's big and open. It's kind of occluded by that one, but maybe that's okay. Let's just add a, try to approximate the size of the open sign. U, project from view. Line them on up here. Okay. And then, you know what we're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do. We're gonna eat away at these little bits using the knife tool. Yeah. What happened to this open sign? Oh. Well, it's okay. We'll just hit enter and then knife tool it from there. Yeah. Like, this open sign has been on a mission for a very long time. Select our little chomps. Uh-oh. Face. Select extrude. And oh yeah, I've got all my other little stickers. Delete those. Right click, set origin to geometry. I just like being able to maneuver easier. We can still hide this one behind that, and that will be cool. Woo! The original is hanging by a string, which is pretty dope actually, but I don't know if we're gonna be doing that today. Ooh, this opaque bit. I kind of, I like that opaque bit. Okay, we're keeping that part. Just Control R, add an edge loop, select that face, and go back to door frame, assign. There we go. Got an opaque bit. Oh yeah, that's much better. This is, see, I was so sleepy today, and I was like, man, I don't even know if I want to record like a thing right now. But now that we're into it, I'm just like, This is great. Let's just keep going nuts. Alright, so I'm going to try to line up the camera view a little bit to match that. Like, yeah, that's close. Select these faces. You project from view. Yeah, that should be fine. Scale that up. Alright, alright, alright. You can see we're pushed it pretty far, so we're getting some funkiness here, but that's okay. Mostly we want to make sure that these lines are straight, because we're kind of trying to fix the perspective here, and that's very bizarre, actually. Oh, that's the distortion. Never mind. Let's just try to do what feels right over here, and we'll just fix it on this end. Because if I had that, that's actually pretty good. Do another one over here. And, yes. And maybe we went too far there, so I'm going to delete this last row. Do you guys understand what I'm doing? I'm just kind of trying to clean up the mess that I have made by adding edge loops. And there's a part, you know, because of the way we projected from view, this part isn't even, that's clipping off the edge of the image. And so this is repeating off of, like, this other side. So maybe we don't even have, I'll just do that. And nobody cares about stuff like this, actually. If that's, like, in your final thing, people will love it. I don't know why I said love it. They won't notice. And now that this is here, let's line this up so that it'll actually select these center bits and line them up so that that's under there, and then we can. It's just, I seriously, I didn't use the knife tool until like a year ago. I don't even know if like you could work like this, but I just started and I love it so much. Like, all right, we're snagging that. Rotate it 90 degrees. Extruding it, yeah. And grabbing these guys. There we go. And now it's got like a bracket into the ground. I dig it. There's some weird. It's kind of weird that it's just colored like that. So we could just select this whole thing and just slide it back into that silver area, and that fixes it pretty good. I forget how that happened. Cool. Now we have a little doorstop. This part looks a little bit bad too. Cool. Adding another edge loop. Oh yeah, this part's got some crazy distortion. Let's add those in there too. Yeah. Bevel maybe. Cool. 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 And if we want, I mean, again, it's so easy. You can just be like, I want the other side to have a mat also. And now it does. Or like, I want there to be an awning or something up here. And it's like, oh, now it does. I mean, that looks bad, but you can, you know, you can just do stuff. You just get rectangles with pieces on it. Okay. This is where having some sort of like little interior would make a lot of sense, but let's not do that. Let's start working on making these materials just a little bit better. So if we zoom in here, you can see lots of nice little, you know, just grime and bits of overspray. Ooh, I love that little bit of sticker on there, and just grunge. And that's where, like, if we could select, let's do that. Select linked by object data, and we're gonna join all of those. So now we can just let's just see what happens. Project from view and just stick them back up here in their little zone. And what happens? Nothing, because this material doesn't actually use any image texture. What if it did? So I'm going to give this a new one, and this glass will use an image texture. I use the Node Wrangler, which is a great add-on, which you should use, because that means I can just click this and go Control-T, and it links up an image. And I'm going to say, use this same... Why are these so tiny? If I zoom in, is it bigger? Barely. Yeah, and see, that's just like, that feels more realistic. Although it looks like maybe it's not going where it's supposed to be. Did I use the wrong one? That's all right. That's the right one. Let's put it into the transparent too. Let's see what. Kind of like it dark. I'm a little bit confused, admittedly, why it doesn't look exactly like I expected. Maybe it's working fine. Maybe it's just, I guess the original image is actually kind of dark. Let's see if we... So this is going to be glass with original reflection. And this is going to be just clean old glass. And I look over, oh, I am recording this whole time. That's good. Select, and I think this should still have the original. Yeah, so let's try changing these to glass with the original reflection. And that's not great. I don't actually like that. Yeah, that's better. Whoa, that guy freaked me out for a second. He suddenly like popped out of the door like, hello, welcome to my haunted shop. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. I don't know why I said old-fashioned way. None of this is old-fashioned as of like 15 years ago. We're in a new era of CG shenanigans. Okay, I want to get a light in here. That'll help us see kind of what's happening. Maybe a sun. Yeah, sun with 5. Angle 0.5 matches a real sun situation. This is a little bit washed out. I think the sun's just too bright. Alright, so we're going to start playing around with texture maps and stuff, reflection maps. I'm doing the thing where I'm just talking to fill up the air, and I apologize. So duplicating this, plugging this into the roughness, we might be able to just kind of get something out of that from the get-go. Like you can see the dark areas are shiny, which is probably the opposite of what we want. But I want to introduce a whole new level of randomness. So like cliffs, anything that has kind of this like, it looks kind of grungy. This is where we're telling a lot of information about what the surface is like, but at the same time, it can be like anything. I want something that just kind of feels like a smudgy door. That feels like a smudgy door. Let's see what this does. Interesting. Okay. See, that's adding some stuff. It feels just too bright. Yeah, we'll just play with this. And you get a little bit of reflections there. I actually kind of like this just right off the bat. All right, so I'm gonna select. We don't want everything to be shiny though. So I'm gonna duplicate door frame, and this is gonna be just called like diffuse door frame. Assign that, and we're gonna apply this to just anything that shouldn't be. When you get highlights going across, just those patterns of like reflective bits and non-reflective bits are really cool. Most of this is actually uniformly made of like either extruded aluminum or whatever it is. But and I'm gonna extrude this bit out too. Yeah, which means I don't even know if I like this handle, but let's justify it with this guy. If things like this bother you, the stretching, you can always, go to a side view and reproject it. I like to go up a couple times and go back to orthographic view so that I'm not stretching along or projecting along any particular axis, because that means it would stretch. Oh, geez. You guys can just turn off the audio if you want, and because I'm just babbling. You lined up with like a rectangle somewhere, and that's fine. There we go. That's justified. I thought I made you. Oh, I made it diffused, but I didn't actually change the material. This is how sleepy I am. Alright, so I'm cutting that, and I'm just making it really rough. And there we go, now there's just no shininess on it. Or maybe we plug this into here and we just keep it... Whoa, that's very shiny. Converter, color ramp. I'm going to invert it, because right now it's a dark matte, which means it's... because that actually has some really cool... Yeah, maybe that's a puddle, and that's just a dry. Because it's under the awning. Alright, going back to this glass. Let's actually make this just clean old glass better. Control T, good. We're going to open up anything that looks... I just want something that looks like it's leaking from both the top and like the bottom maybe. And I know I have some stuff like that from past experience. Like that would be a decent... That looks like kind of water splotches and stuff. That could be good. That's one I used in a different tutorial. These are kind of great actually. But I want something that's a little bit more... Yeah. Okay. So, you can see kind of what's going on here. I'm going to set the UVs first. Going to go to plaster white dirty. Excellent. Select view, project from view. And just kind of line it up here somewhere that seems good. I might line this one up so there's some dark edges around the, you know, some grime around the edges. And, yeah, that's gonna work okay. And let's do these guys too. Oh, I'm adjusting the other UVs. That's fine. Shader editor. Kill that. Don't want that. Goodbye. Oh, it's because we want this to... Yeah. Let me select it. There we go. We're going to change this to just clean all glass, and that'll be good. Which means then I can... I'm just going to put it in this center area a little bit. Okay. Now we have that lined up. Now we tell it what to do with the roughness. Plug this from color into roughness instead. And I think from off the bat, it's going to be inverted because the dark areas are interpreted as smooth instead of what we want. So. And that's, okay, that's a little bit intense. But I also like it. So you could just kind of like tweak the, you know, quote, gamma by putting a middle point in there and sliding it way over. Maybe... Jeez Louise. What did I do? It didn't add the new points on the side I thought it would. So that changes the middle point, but that's still kind of funky. Maybe I'll make it like... Yeah! Whoa! Undo. Yes, that's all right. Okay, so what if we wanted to affect the realism even more? Well, then let's, I'm gonna set to smooth. Woo, everything's warbly. I'm gonna add an edge split. And then like if I add a couple edge loops here, maybe one more thing here, and select these points and just pull them out slightly. Now suddenly the glass is gonna have a little bit of a warp to it. And that when you're passing by is gonna add a lot. Let's do the same thing over here. Yeah. That, ooh, imagine, can you imagine you do this and you go Control H, hook to new object, and then when you have Godzilla jumping by, it's like boom, 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 and you have like the background open sign swinging around and it's all bouncing in his footsteps. That'd be cool. Alright, so we're gonna do that. And we don't really actually have to add more realism because it's based off of a real photo, but if you just grab random bits and move them like that, you can just ding stuff up, and I like it. Like this one right here. It got ran into by a guy on a skateboard, and his head went straight into it. So it's like, that's the guy's head. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of dig that. So right now, because we're lighting through here with, you know, this reflection, it looks so kind of overpowering. It's like, I want to see the stickers. And we could always, you know, very easily go in there and maybe make some of these on the other side of the door, which could actually add a lot of coolness. I'm gonna do that to this one too. I like how that looked. I think it's actually, to make it match the other displacement, we gotta kind of do that. And there we go. All right. Yeah, I dig that. But yeah, if you had something happening in the background there, like textures. Let's say this is the inside. It's a thriving market. Shadeless emission to images is planes. Yeah, it's a grocery store, don't you know? And let's turn this down. And suddenly you've got, you know, you see all the stickers and just add some nice depth. Anyways, yeah, I should probably let you go. I've been recording this for a minute, for 36 minutes. Wow. But that was really fun. I don't know if that was fun for you, but it was sure fun for me. Let's I'm actually gonna bevel all these because I can. I know I was saying goodbye, but I didn't even do anything really. Oh well. Cool. Alright, see you soon.